Reality is, I've grown to a certain level of understanding. I've gained a certain level of clarity, developed to a certain point in my life where I can say it's safe to say, or believe within myself that it's safe to say that growth hurts before it can heal. It hurts to grow before you can actually start healing, before you can actually heal and grow and move forward and elevate. It's gonna hurt. And in so many ways in life, you learn this lesson. In so many ways in life, it can relate. And I like to use the gym reference a lot because along my journey, like when I first started working out, man, I thought it was all about just going to the gym. Of course, like everybody, man, who starts going to the gym, we have our goals. It starts with what we want our physique to look like. But if you stick around the gym long enough, you'll start to see that a lot of the principles that you learn, a lot of the things that you learn in the gym, you can actually apply those rules to your actual life. For example, when it comes to relating to this content, in order for your muscles to grow, you got to go through some stress. Your muscles have to go through some level of duress, some level of stress, some level of fatigue, some level of pain. I know a lot of the times, I hear people say, man, I wish somebody could do the workout for me. Understandably so, because at the end of the day, whether you enjoy the process of going to the gym, lifting heavy weights, we all have those days when we don't really feel like it because of the exertion, because of the work that it takes to get the results that you want. And so, it's a hard thing. That's why not everybody do it. It's a difficult thing to grow in the gym. It's a difficult thing to develop muscle. It's a difficult thing because you got to do it every single day. You got to test yourself, test your will. You got to grind. You got to get up under that heavy lift. You feel what I'm saying? Or to really start seeing the physique develop and grow. And so it's going to challenge you. It's going to hurt. It's painful. Knocking those reps out is painful. And you'll notice that as you get to the end, listen to this. You'll notice that as you get to the end of your rep, let's just say you're repping out between 8 and 10. You'll notice that if you're lifting to grow, once you get closer to the end, once you get to around 7, you'll start feeling the pain. But you got to keep going. Once you get to about 7, you'll start wanting to quit. That's the moment that you want to start saying, let me just set the weight down. But no. That's where the growth occurs, during its most painful moment. During the part where even when you feel the pain, you got 3-4 more reps to knock out, if not 5 or 6. And that's how growth happens. That's where the growth occurs. That's where the growth occurs, during the muscle breakdown part. And the heavier you lift, the harder you lift, the harder you go, the more that the body has to break down, the more that the muscle, has to break down in order to invite new growth. So just like the gym when it comes to life, man, in order to get to that point where you can start healing, just like your muscles have to go through the same process, your muscles have to go through the process of healing after taking on the hurt. But guess what? During that rest phase, during that recovery phase, because of you still pushing during that pain, during the hurtful phase of the lift, during the recovery, you heal. During the recovery, you can see the growth over a period of time. You can look in the mirror and realize that you've made strength gains when it comes to working out. And it's the same thing when it comes to life. You have to hurt before you can heal. You have to go through a certain level of discomfort that measures your character. Come on now. You have to go through a certain level of discomfort, something that's going to challenge your character, that lets you know where you're at, how you handle it, and how much you have to push to actually get through that rep, that uncomfortability, that hard area, that hurtful place that leads you to growth once you accept the challenge and continue to rep it out. Meaning, once you say, you know what, at some point, even though it hurts, you know what, I welcome the pain because I know that growth is going to come through this. I welcome the pain because I know that this right here is telling me something when it comes to my journey. Life is trying to teach me something. God is trying to teach me something when it comes to this level of hurt. Whatever it is that I'm going through is meant for me to actually have a breakthrough happen at some point in this journey, at some point in this experience, at some point. You got to face the pain, you got to face the hurt, and you got to continue to push through and walk through so that you could begin to heal. Let me say it again. You have to almost invite it, bro. Because if you don't invite it, if you sweep it under the rug, if you walk away from it, if you put the weights down too early, your muscles won't mature. If you put the weights down, your muscles will not develop how you want it to develop. If you don't accept the challenge that life offers, bro, the times where it's hard for you to face these certain adversities in your life, if you don't walk into it and embrace that pain and figure out how can I persevere and get through it, one, you won't know really the true test of your character. Your character will not know how to fully develop. Your character is not fully developed unless your back is against the wall, unless you face some level of pain, some level of adversity that's going to cause you to either run away or push back. You got to push back if you want to grow. You got to rep it out if you want to grow, if you want to heal, if you want to continue to keep evolving to new levels and new stages of growth in your life. You got to embrace that pain to a degree. And just like as a kid, when you first start playing football, my fellas know what I'm talking about. When you go for that deep pass and the quarterback throw you that ball and you go to catch it, the first thing that happens is your hands sting when you catch the ball. It stings, hot potato, your hands burn from that leather hitting your hands and your hand not knowing what that pain feels like when you first catch a football. Sometimes you want to run off the field, you know what I'm saying? Or you looking at your hands like, why do my hands hurt? But you know what happens? The more that you catch the ball, your hands start to callous up. The more that you catch the ball, your hand starts to now know, okay, this is the type of pain we're developing over a period of time to get to a point where our hands are preparing for the pain, are preparing for the hurt, are preparing for the catch to the point where your hand becomes callous. And then catching the football is nothing. Next phase, you don't even think about it. You catch it, throw the ball off, you line up for the next play. Same thing when it comes to the gym. I used to wear gloves, to protect my hands. And then over a period of time, I started wearing wrist wraps. It hurt like hell. Y'all know what I'm talking about, fellas. It hurt like hell to lift that heavy metal, gripping that heavy metal, because my hands were callous up. My hands wasn't prepared for that level of hurt. My hands wasn't prepared for it. But I said, let me stick with it. I see other people doing it. Let me stick with it. I want to develop some durability when it comes to lifting these weights. And so over a period of time, what happens? My hands became accustomed to the challenge. My hands became accustomed to lifting the heavy weight. No matter how heavy the weight is now, I can lift it and there's no pain because I've adapted to the pain, and I kept pushing and I kept persevering so that I can continue to keep making strength gains, so that I can continue to keep getting stronger, so that I can get to the point where I can actually sit down, settle down, and heal. You feel me? My hands are now healed. I can now take on that challenge of lifting the weights, lifting that metal with my bare hands without thinking about it every 5 minutes, because we kept pushing, man. Again, in life, man, you got to go through some level of hurt to overcome it. You got to go through some level of breaking down in order to rebuild. You got to go through some level of breaking down in order to build, period. In order to build, period. Whether it's day 1 in the gym, day 20 in the gym, day 30 in the gym, year 1 in the gym. No matter what, bro, you got to go through, you got to face that pain. Year 5 in the gym, you got to face that pain. Life, every aspect of life will teach you that you have to adhere and deal with some level of hurt before you can actually learn how to deal with that pain, deal with that hurt, and how it can actually catapult you and elevate you to new growth. It can catapult you to new growth. As a matter of fact, without dealing with it, you really don't grow. If you run away from it, you're leaving experience on the table. If you run away from it, you're leaving developing your character. You're leaving that on the table. Becoming a better version of yourself, you're leaving that on the table. Settling for less, a less great version of yourself, when you could be the greatest version of yourself every time you step into that pain. And again, in the beginning, it hurts. But you got to trust the process, man. You got to trust God. You got to trust yourself. You'll gain confidence over time, man. You'll start figuring out every time I go through whatever pain, it's always a lesson attached that's there to get me to the next level. It's never meant to keep you down. You got to face some level of pain as a young man to become an actual man in life. in order to keep evolving, in order to break down, and in order to develop new growth and become a stronger version of yourself, mind, body, and spirit. But you must hurt first. You must deal with that hurt first. You must learn how to deal with that hurt first at that level. You must understand what it takes in order for you to keep pushing through, in order for you to do what you have to do, break down, in order for you to actually start to rebuild and heal and grow and evolve and become a stronger version of yourself. You must hurt in order to heal. You must embrace that pain in order to heal. You must embrace that pain in order to figure out how to step to the plate of the challenges that come your way in life and be a man about every situation. Develop that callus, just like on your hands, develop that callus in your mind, how to become equipped enough to not let the pain keep you down, but be strong enough to overcome whatever it is that you face. Develop that callus in your brain so that you can keep pushing and be stronger than the pain. Because that's really what it's all about. It's taking that hurt, taking that pain, and becoming stronger than it. And at some point in your life, you grow to a point where you accept it. You appreciate what you've gone through. You appreciate the adversity. I'm not saying that it was fun. I'm not saying every aspect of it is fun, but you appreciate how it shapes you, it molds you, how it develops your character, how it causes you to improve when you accept it. And when you accept the challenge and seek for the challenge, seek for understanding, seek for clarity. God, why am I going through this? What do I need to learn from this? I know you didn't allow me to be in this position to be down and stay down. You have me at this stage for a reason. How can I grow? How can I face this challenge? How can I face this level of hurt and deal with it? How can I step up to the plate and overcome it? How can I deal with it? How can I handle it? How can I grow from it? How can I heal from it? How can I grow to the next level of my growth in life? You got to go through some pain. You got to grow through some pain, bro, to get to the place where you can understand how to deal with certain things that's going to shape your character, that's going to shape your morals, that's going to add value to your life, and you're going to take that to the next level. Next thing you know, you're a strong version of yourself. You're a stronger version of yourself, but it's all about your perception. It's all about how you see it. At first, it hurts, but let the pain work in your favor. Let the hurt work in your favor. Yes, there's a such thing. Let the pain, let the hurt work in your favor. It's all about how you perceive it. It's all about how you accept the challenge. It's all about how you go about the challenge. Not every challenge that comes your way is meant to take you out of your position. If you step out of your position, if life challenges take you out of your position, you took yourself out of position. You got to lock in. You got to focus on your goal. You got to focus on your end goal, which is no matter what I'm going through, I'm trying to continue to elevate. I'm trying to continue to evolve and improve in every area of my life. So you know the position that you're in. You know, you can't let those hurts, you can't let nothing knock you off your pivot, knock you out of position. You're in a great position, but only you can remove yourself from that position. You got to fight to be in that position and stay in that position. And that's where the callus is developed. Stand in that fire. That's when you learn how to deal with it. That's when you learn how to deal with it. That's how you get better, by facing those challenges, facing that pain, and figuring out how to overcome it and get to the next stage of growth within my life. Dream Driver's Legacy. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you appreciate content like this. Come through in the comments, man. Share your thoughts, share your experiences. Let's keep it positive. This is a positive vibe community, and I appreciate all the love and support that we get. As always, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Do what brings life to you, and it's a great chance that you'll bring life to whatever it is that you do. You already know. Rain, sleet, or snow, the goal is to #grow. Peace and blessings. One love. Strength.